All right, welcome back.
10 seconds remaining.
Sorry, that chill vibe with that music going on. I just had to keep it going.
5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, guys. We got game number 2. We got compLexity Gaming versus Anime11 Esports
Radiant team
here in this
back.
best of 3 series. This is the Bucharest Minor North American qualifiers here. And a lower bracket matchup. Again, with still 4 teams remaining. After this match, we'll be down to 3, down to 2, and then eventually down to 1 by the end of tonight. We'll know which team out of North America will be representing this region and going to said minor event. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Elevated once again. Here we are, second game, the draft underway. First pick about to come. And do notice Magnus is banned. Go figure by compLexity even, but again, Anime11 has the first pick, so that does make sense. IO also banned this time, however, by Anime11 Esports, so a little bit of adaptation, which is good to see.
Yeah, definitely. PA still in the pool, so we'll definitely see another PA this game. Not sure who's going to pick it up. Might be a first pick. Could be later down the line. Dazzle also banned. Undying also banned by Anime11, taking out 3 very aggressive, strong healing supports. So perhaps setting up to not get run over in lane.
Team pick.
I was going to say Grimstroke is still there, and he's been a popular pickup as far as first pick potential, and they will get him. Spearbreaker is also on the board. We've seen a lot of teams ban that hero recently, and here it comes. Darkseer Spearbreaker.
You know it.
Yep.
This is the team that I saw run this originally at the ESL Katowice tournament qualifier, and it looked real good. Death and Z-Freak were definitely on point with this combo. So remove some aggressive supports, you get the most aggressive support.
It must be fun to play as well. Like, just zooming around the map, and again, Z-Freak potentially can be an aggressive player that can make some big plays, and so, yeah, you give him that surge, the iron shot, he can just run at people, especially early on in the game. And it's not a whole lot you can do, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. Grimstroke, though, very, very strong support. We've seen this hero have quite a bit of success. Inkswell is nerfed yet again, but still seems to be an incredibly strong ability. And then, of course, that Soulbind has led to some pretty interesting plays and just seems to be an insanely strong teamfight control spell as well, just because it locks the 2 heroes together.
Well, they're spending a lot of time, though, just on the second pick. You mentioned Phantom Assassin is still there and is good synergy with the Grimstroke already, especially with that Inkswell, and even with the dagger on top of that Soulbind, you could argue. So it seems like a pick that would be a strong one if you're just got a loss as far as what to go. But again, they're really dipping into that time, trying to figure out what direction they want to go in now, and maybe trying to figure out how to deal with the Darkseer Spearbreaker. A way we have seen that is the Chen picking up a Purge creep earlier on, and just simply purging off that Ion Shell in that laning phase. So whether or not that comes to mind, we'll see. But
Dire team
yeah, it's been a pretty insane combo for sure. Centaur, this is a pretty popular hero. It's been picked up 16 times in the qualifiers so far. 43% win rate. You know, we've kind of debated it before, whether it's stronger than it was with the new Retaliate. Definitely a nerf to the Stampede in that extra cooldown time, and we have seen that come into play where you can't just willy-nilly use this ability and then just continue to fight. So I'd still say that Centaur is in a pretty good spot, and it does pair relatively well with a Grimstroke as an initiator. Although I would like to see them maybe pick up, you know, something like a Shadow Demon in the second phase to further pair with Centaur and give him some kill potential in lane.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Shadow Demon lately, but I agree. Great setup for the Centaur, and still that Soul Catcher itself. It was one of the more ridiculous abilities. It felt like 7.20. You kind of just read, and you're like, wait, it doesn't work that way, does it? Yes, it does. It just eliminates that amount of life early on. And going into a fight. Now, of course, he gets it back after I think it's 10 seconds or whatever it is, but that's plenty of time to finish the job in between. So, still not seeing it here. As far as the bans goes, Naga Siren, Phantom Assassin taken out by Anime11 Esports even. So they get those options taken care of. Oracle, a response from compLexity. I suppose Oracle, speaking of a purge, is a very strong one. So don't want to give that up.
Yeah, definitely. That's another hero that we've seen getting picked up quite a bit recently, and it's winning a lot. Especially, we saw it in the hands of Kittrack yesterday, doing a lot of work.
Yeah. Over there for test 1, 2, 3.
Radiant team pick.
Anti-Mage. Going to be the ban eventually. And now, which hero do they pick up? Still need their 3-4-3 hero. As far as support goes, Bane is still there. Immediately comes to mind. Maybe another aggressive. I mean, Bane's obviously potentially aggressive himself, but really fits in something like a Witch Doctor. Could be more that aggressive support that you're looking for to go with the Darkseer and
Juggernaut.
Spirit Breaker, but Juggernaut, they're just going to take their position 1.
That's a very comfort hero for Miracle, and it works relatively well with the Surge, I would imagine. It's just a strong hero that can deal with the magic damage from Grimstroke and Centaur, and just wanting to secure him on a hero that he's very comfortable on, while this Darkseer and Spirit Breaker create all the space in the world for him.
Faceless Void has been another core that comes to mind as potentially decent. Anime11, they're really not going to have much time, though, for the last 3 picks. They're already down to 20 seconds of reserve time.
Timbersaw.
Ooh, Timbersaw. Okay. Suppose reactive armor might not be too bad here.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. It also sounds like a pretty interesting Grimstroke pairing as far as ink swelling this hero that wants to just kind of dive into the middle of things.
10 seconds remaining.
Pretty good against the likes of a Spirit Breaker and Darkseer. This might be end up being a mid Timbersaw. He doesn't really care about getting ganked by Spirit Breaker very much, since he's just going to be, tanking the tower anyway with that reactive armor.
Yeah, they clearly have some logic there. Just along those lines. So we'll see how they make use of it. And now back over to compLexity. Say once again, they still need that support support hero, Witch Doctor and Bane still come to mind. The Shadow Demon themselves might not be a bad option either.
Dire team pick.
Crystal Maiden.
Right, we've been
Crystal
seeing
Maiden.
Yeah, we've been seeing a couple teams try this hero out, it seems like, and still a little unsure of. Obviously, we understand the hero how it worked, but not one that really screamed, "We need to start playing her in the patch," compared to other supports.
Yeah, the mana just does really help with the fighting meta that we're in, and CM has always been a good lane partner with the Jug, having the Frostbite and the Crystal Nova to slow heroes down and hold them in place for Jug to spin on top. So it's a pretty classic pairing, the Jug and CM.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban.
Oh man, talk about somebody we haven't seen in a while. That is a Lifestealer pick, and I gotta say one thing about this lineup. Sure, the Inkswell might be fun, but Soulbind right now is really getting no synergy at this point.
You can get the double slow from Lifestealer.
I guess there's that. You obviously have double edge, so there are a couple of single target abilities, but it's not the greatest.
I wonder how double edge works. I don't think I've ever tried that, because it's supposed to be a melee range ability. So I don't know if you can actually double edge 2 heroes or what.
I assume it the damage just transfer. I assume you can, but I guess I'm not 100% sure. Didn't you say you tested everything?
I tested a lot of stuff, but why would I test Centaur and Grimstroke? That doesn't seem like.
I mean, you're asking the question, so clearly you should have tested it. That's
fair.
Come on now. Visage ban.
Fired as an analyst.
Yeah.
For shame.
How do you not know that? That random mechanic on a brand new hero. Kinda. At least a competitive scene. Oh, dear God, what's happening to chat? It's a takeover. Anime11 Esports, what have you done to us?
Come on, chat.
Don't encourage it. OD ban. That's another one that we saw CCNC play it yesterday. for test 1, 2, 3. And I noticed picked a couple times in the European. It's a hero that clearly is getting a bit more attention as the patch has gone on here, and they're figuring him out.
Yeah, also quite good against Timbersaw. You really don't want to play this hero against Timbersaw, or you don't want to play Timbersaw against this hero.
Yeah.
Pure damage, cutting through those reactive stacks, also removing the mana.
The monkey.
Interesting.
Yeah. So physical damage is there, and of course, I suppose good against Juggernaut. That the Blade Fury not going to save him from taking plenty of damage this game. That's one way to look at it. And I still go back to Soulblind. Not that you're picking up Grimstroke just for that Soulblind synergy, but the Monkey King also doesn't really bring much to the table there. So it's they just do not have a lot. It's really just going to be about his Phantom Embrace. Silence is the best thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's probably a Centaur Grimstroke support duo. I don't think you would last pick a Monkey King support, but maybe you do.
No, it's a Centaur support. Yeah, it has to be.
Templar Assassin.
Limp TA comes out. This hero obliterates melee heroes, and there's a lot of melee heroes to obliterate in this game.
I was wrong. Flows on Centaur. And he's their off lane. Sonic's on Timbersaw.
What?
Where are they going with this? Yeah, that's
Is this a support Timbersaw?
Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing.
I've never seen that before.
But why? As Ryan Reynolds would say.
I mean, I guess if you're against a Darkseer Spirit Breaker line who are just going to be running at you the whole time, you might as well have a Timbersaw as good against both heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
Obviously, when it comes to surviving compared to other supports, yeah, another way to look at it too, and very interesting though.
Even so, though, you still have the Ion Shell, which cuts through Timbersaw, and I don't know. I feel like Timber's one of those heroes that needs to be a core because you want to get to that point where he's unkillable, and that's probably not going to happen as a support.
Well, you know what? Clearly, the first game they were outmatched, and maybe Anime11 is just going into this and this crazy mindset of we just got to try something very off the wall, very radical, throw compLexity off guard, and roll from that. That's the ultimate logic that I can come up with, at least. Sonic the drafter, he drafted this hero for himself, so I got to assume he's played it before in a support role of sorts, and it's potentially.
I'm ready to learn.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I am excited to learn and see what it brings. But I will say on the other side though, Limp's Templar Assassin, arguably one of the better TAs in the world. Even this is probably his most comfortable hero. And it's also looking like a very good TA game overall on top of that.
Yeah, they don't really have any sort of damage over time spells to take the refraction charges other than a Chakram, I guess, but should be a pretty straightforward TA game as far as that goes. And he is against a Monkey King who could potentially bully him off the wave, but I'm sure he'll just abuse the Psy Blades and play the distance game until he feels strong enough.
I just see Monkey King here and running around as that cat courier. See some mischief plays this time around. Whether or not we
reduce
do.
the cast point slightly, or the invulnerability, but still longer than Manta style.
Yeah, there was the major qualifiers last week. We saw Moo play it a couple times and of J-Storm there, and he had some pretty big plays with it. It was fun to watch, and I know there's been an argument of, it might have been a little too powerful of a change for the hero, but hey, it's a spectator. I appreciate it. It's pretty cool to see the plays made with it at times.
Yeah, it's always fun to see the high skill cap stuff being pulled off.
Yeah.
Even if it does make the hero kind of overpowered.
See the bottom lane. Very dangerous combo to run into is that Juggernaut Crystal Maiden. Talk about pretty old school. And you throw a Spear Breaker on top of that with the charge, and Alren, he's dead. Yeah. Even if that explodes, there's no way it's going to help.
First blood.
So
And it's already icing over.
they clearly did not expect Spear Breaker to be there.
Doesn't time the stomp correctly, so they're going to lose both those bounties. Are able to get one top.
They got 2 overall, right? Yeah, they did get 2.
2 top?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do make it a 2 for 2. No AFK boundary in this time. All 4 get picked up. All right, so the middle matchup, though, of the TA versus Monkey King. You mentioned this. Monkey King just likely going to run at Templar Assassin, so has that going for him. As we took a lot of he took a lot more damage due to the tower, though. The early part. But we'll keep an eye on that matchup, see how it continues to play out. As Sonic, that Ion Shell's killing him. He's, I want to say, okay, he's not going to go around another tree, but the charge is happening. So Timbersaw, no reactive armor yet, with a level 1 Whirling Death. As soon as this charge hits, he's okay. Darkseer, is he going in? A little late to react right there. So no, he's fine.
But what is this hero doing as a support? He's got Whirling Death, so he can reduce the HP pool and damage of Z-Freak.
Yep. So we're trying, man. We're trying here. It's a unique idea, but so far it's not really accomplishing a whole lot. Unfortunately, the Timber Chain is now leveled up, but obviously with the Ion Shell spam, Timbersaw has to run away. A lot of supports would be in the same boat, but Timbersaw doesn't have any kind of crowd control. Some okay damage right there, but they're just going to cut the creep wave.
It's basically all he provides is damage and the ability to maybe tank creeps, although he's not leveling up reactive armor. So I guess just early pure burst damage. I don't know. I'm gonna go watch the other lanes.
Let's just leave. I feel like a kill's happening soon. So yeah, I've been staying up here. And in fact, as I say that, Sonic. Oh no, he is gonna get away. That Timber Chain does allow for the getaway. So again, he has that utility. Okay, let's take a look at the other lanes. So as we mentioned, Monkey King versus TA. TA is 9-1. Monkey King is 13-4. So MK, I Annihilate, is having the better start at least. And then bottom lane, Juggernaut, he's 14-2 against the Centaur. That is 7-1. So Miracle, he is doing fantastic when it comes to his CS. As Z-Freak dies, Sonic is able to cut him down. And you know what? The Timbersaw does provide decent damage between the Timber Chain and Whirling Death. And it allows for him to get a kill.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's just, I don't really know what to say.
Well, Alrin, he's probably dead. He's trying to set up a turn kill on a 3-4-3. Flo doesn't have his double edge yet.
Oh, the charge hits.
The charge connects, and Flo is dead himself. He went to retaliate at level 2. Thus, Crystal Maiden is able to stay alive. So
yeah, perfect timing by Z-Freak there. And Centaur back to the lane. It's the CS looking Monkey King doing well. Lifestealer also doing well.
Yeah, they have that going for the Anime11 Esports. The fact that both their cores are farming very efficiently, and Death is dead. All right, we need to apologize right now because Sonic has 2 hero kills in this laning phase, and he's gonna throw out the tip on top of that.
Deservedly so, I feel like.
Yeah.
Just styling with the support Timbersaw.
That's it's, you know what, impressive.
Looking for that courier kill. Probably not going to happen. I Annihilate. Getting pretty low. Does have the Jingu. Gonna heal up off the creep wave.
Oh, Flo goes down to the bottom lane. Meanwhile, charged in now onto the Grimstroke. They're going to slow him down. They get the Bash proc thrown in there. Alren just so slow, but will manage to get away. It's a Spear Breaker, that Orb of Venom, also helping things out. But again, they got the prime target in the Centaur first. Now Spear Breaker's charging over into Sonic. There's a regen of Rune. He wants to at least get it before Monkey King can grab it, so get a little bit of value out of it. And then just simply keep on running. Sonic, not going to chase too much further, though. So it ends up being now 1 versus 1 lane at the top. Darkseer versus Lifesteal. Lifesteal's got some levels, however. Going to use those open wounds and slow him down. The Banning Rune will be picked up by Lifesteal there. Well played by him. But Death just surges over. Is going to pick up the other one. Make it a 3-for-1 in their favor. Go back to the cores on the Dire side. Both Monkey King and Lifestealer are farming very well. And now will it be slowing down Monkey King? He's in trouble as that Jingu fully heals, gets the turn kill on a Spear Breaker, and now Templar
might be in trouble too. He's gonna get bashed or
silenced up right there. He's gonna get stunned on top of that limp. He pops another refraction though. Sonic goes down, but he helps set up the kill on a limp eventually. Worth it indeed. A 2-for-1 exchange there in favor of the Dire.
Yeah, turnaround. Jingu hitting all of the creeps and a hero, maybe even 2 heroes there, just full HP in a second. And this roaming Timbersaw been involved in a lot of these kills.
Yeah, it has been.
Every single one, in fact.
Whoa.
That was big leg.
Yeah, I was going to say, even I noticed that too. I was hoping it wasn't me for a second. Looks like it was the server. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, server. Pause. Are they good? Nope. Server again.
Nope.
Yikes. All right, so yeah, I'll probably give it a minute here to catch up, and then hopefully get back into it. Apparently there was an update according to Z-Freak. Check right now to see if there's anything major. I assume not.
Mars released.
New heroes out. Yeah, no, we're kidding, guys. Not actually the case. Excited for that one though. Mars seems like it's potentially going to be an interesting hero. I don't know why I say that. I have no clue.
Well, they've been pretty good. I'd say all of the last years have been pretty interesting. Pango, very interesting. Monkey King, lots of interesting mechanics. Dark Willow.
Not much to say about her, huh? Yeah, she's.
I mean, she has 2 ultimates.
Yeah.
She was like one of the most overpowered things that's ever been in the game for a while after release. So.
Yeah.
She's pretty interesting.
That was ridiculous. Yeah, no, always excited to see that new content coming in. What it provides, of course. Not going to be in Captain's mode for a while, I assume, if not even the season at this point.
Yeah, but they were pretty quick at bringing Grimstroke into Captain's mode.
Yeah, but I feel like with the timing, it kind of worked out better. As far as, the off-season and everything, and just really at the beginning of the season, so... Releasing the hero to Captain's mode after it just came out mid-season seems a little over the top, but who knows? 7.20 over the top is the theme of it, so we'll see. Oh, that courier! Wow, yeah, that
very
was a little
close.
scary. This goes down. Top lane.
Dove. Timbersaw. He's in the mix now.
I was gonna say Timbersaw's here in Z-Freak. Dear God. That damage.
Level 2 Whirling Death. 13% stat loss. And the new bonus to Timbersaw is that he does extra damage based on how many trees he cuts when he casts the spell.
That's right.
So it's just always pure. So there was a buff to the skill. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
more lag.
That's getting pretty bad. Noticing that. But yeah, as you're pointing out, with the idea of the trees being nearby, the more damage. So that definitely came into play right there. I want to say there's at least 2 or 3 trees that were cut down on top of that. So, and then the pure damage, no matter what. So Spear Breaker definitely felt that. And on a serious note, though, again, we're very unsure of what to expect of the Timbersaw. Give it a little bit of crap early on, but I think it's becoming a little more evident that this whole bully idea, you're going up against a Darkseer Spirit Breaker who's all about bullying you. Why not get a hero that can not only ideally survive against that better than others, but also bully right back? And with that Whirling Death especially, clearly it does good damage, as we saw right there. So I got to think that was a big reason why they potentially like this support Timbersaw.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that has been the kind of the trend of these support heroes, which is just that they end up being more and more sort of like, I'm going to win the lane just by being this body that you can't move. And Timbersaw definitely fits that archetype of hero. Also, you do have the Lifestealer, who's a fairly independent hero in the lane. The Monkey King is sort of the same way in the mid, and then you have this very strong dual lane in the bottom lane. So it kind of seems like this Timbers hero could literally have been anything, and it would have been fine.
Oh, Timbersaw is doing work. Dark's here, though. Going to pull another creep wave here, looks like. Those the actual Spirit Breaker, and there we go. He's going middle lane. Yeah, almost had trouble catching up with the camera. Monkey King. No bash proc initially, just the initial charge hit. The Mischief going to be thrown out right there as well, but Limp's charging after him and eventually finishes them off. Grimstorm coming in late, 3 for a 3. Might end up dying because of that. Inkswell does go off, so he does get the turn kill on Crystal Maiden, but he ultimately sets up a double kill for Limp in the end. And Z-Freak's not even done yet. He's not going to charge bottom. Nope, never mind. He canceled.
Just to get out of dodge. Yeah, Limp happy with that trade. Crystal Maiden, not the tankiest hero in the world, taking a bunch of tower shots as they do create that dive opportunity, but eliminating a little bit of the pressure from Limp that this Monkey King. Monkey King having a pretty good start. T8, not off to the best that we've ever seen.
Yeah. Timbersaw right there. He tried the Timber Chain over to help collapse onto Limp, but unfortunately missed the tree. And now middle lane Z-Freak. He just charges right in. Once again with that surge. Another bash hits. Limp is going in, but yeah, with that Jingu, Limp was being very careful about overcommitting. Z-Freak didn't care. However, he's going to end up backfiring on him. And Annihilate will be fine. So you could tell. I was wondering what Limp was doing right there, but that was exactly why he was playing it so safe.
Lifestealer is infested in this Timbersaw right now. Oh, he misses the Timber Chain.
Yep, and again, the surge. He doesn't care. It's away. So 1 versus 2 really right there, and works out for the Darkseer. Now there's again that surge. Goes right in on a Lifestealer. Does he have rage, I assume? Yeah, level 2 rage at this point. Bash proc hitting though.
I'm just going to try and run him down.
Just out of range.
Charge in 1 second.
He's 4 movement speed faster, but yeah, there's the charge. He pops a rage. Iron Shell going to still tick off for a little bit longer. And no bash proc again. He needed another one. Doesn't get it.
Still has 4 stick charges as well. QM333. Gonna be fine ultimately without that bash coming out. Sonic says, I see a Spirit Breaker. That seems to be my job.
Okay, they're gonna man up, but no. Timber Chain allows him to easily get away.
Tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker was distracted by that middle lane. That's an Omni-Slash bottom lane. There's a lot of creeps nearby, though. Miracle, however, spins on top. Again, the Inkswell not going to do anything against the spin, but perfectly timed with the hoof stomp, and Miracle cannot finish the job. He does kill the Phantom's Embrace. 2 for 3, win for the kill. Not close enough, though. Good coordination, but just not enough. Good, well done by Centaur, of course. In terms of getting away. No, Miracle's still running. He has a heal ward, though, worst case. He'll be fine. I will say Juggernaut has been farming very well, essentially free farm at this bottom lane. However, maybe a caster's curse, because now Blade Fury puts down the heal ward at the last second, and he can start regenning. Will manage to survive. Inkswell is not, or the Stork of Fate, excuse me, is not going to hit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep, almost a good rotation there. Almost successful. And meanwhile, Limp taking advantage of the Monkey King being bottom to heavily pressure this tier 1 mid. TP in by Flow. Sonic walks in, meanders in, waddles in on this Timbersaw.
There we go. Going to connect eventually. Timber Chain canceled. Doesn't matter though. He's too far in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
has
attack.
been picked up by Z-Freak. Templar. 1,300 gold saved up. The triple Wraith Band. They have another strike on Z-Freak. You heard it right there. Gonna try to find an angle to use it. Nice deny on the tower, by the way, from Centaur. They're going after Timbersaw. No, another strike. Out comes the Soulbind. There's a silence. As he mentioned, he's going to double edge. There's a double edge. It doesn't really hit Limp, though. Or maybe the refraction actually worked there. So I was actually curious on that. But anyways, they kill Spirit Breaker. Surge up on that TA.
Yeah, Z-Freak happy to die in exchange for that Soulbind being down and Limp getting away.
Does Miracle go the Battle Fury here? It looks like he's thinking about a Yasha first, at least. And then the Battle Fury.
It's a very good, you know, it helps you get from one camp to the next, helps you get across the map. It does give you some fighting potential. The attack speed scales pretty well with your Omni Slash as well. This is a fairly standard carry build these days, which is just multiple Wraith Bands into the Yasha and then whatever else.
I annihilate the Mischief!
Oh, dodges.
Oh no, the Mischief coming into play. The Nether Strike does come out though eventually. I annihilate could not stay alive. Hell of an attempt right there.
Yeah, it seems too strong. Every time I see that, I'm like, you used to have to buy a Manta style to be able to do anything remotely close to this.
Yeah.
But hey, it is called Mischief, so jokes on everybody, I suppose.
Drunken Brawler, man. It's all these names. It's getting more and more like the theme of the name. Oh, that's insane. Every time you see this, everybody just zips on over. Maybe a little too deep, though, this time. The vacuum pulls up Sonic under the uphill, but they lose Spear Breaker, and Sonic, he doesn't really care. He just comes back down with the Timber Chain. There's a spin-off of the Soulbind. Darkseer running away. Centaur in hot pursuit over to the right. Crystal Maiden's distracting as well. By distracting, I mean she's dying. Omni Slash all on top of Flow, and now it bounces over to I Annihilate. Got the kill on the Centaur, but now comes a balance right. And I Annihilate full Jingu Mastery. He is good to go. He wants to battle. Already goes down. Battle Fury. Blade Fury from Juggernaut running away. Darkseer keeping his distance. Surgeon 5 necessary. There's the auto attack. Mischief not going to help him there. The refraction popped, and he just could not get through it. Monkey King goes down. Double kill for Limp. And now Timbersaw, he's in no man's land. Timber Chain's only going to get him so far.
And he only has 2 armor without that reactive. He is not very tanky of a hero, especially facing something like a TA. And the TA refraction clearly being a pretty direct counter to Monkey King at this point in the game. You're not doing any damage, you're not doing any lifesteal, and Lip able to just completely man fight I Annihilate even with the Jingu stacks up.
Charge middle lane now. Darkseer puts on that surge. Another strike in. Low host stomp, good shoot from compLexity. Timber Chain. Almost thought he was longer range, but Z-Freak, he's getting low now as Monkey King jumps in, but I Annihilate immediately regrets his decision. He does get blown up by Limp right there, and he has a blink with the refraction. So he gets out.
And the surge, and now a mech to back him up. There's the charge.
Can't help but chuckle every time you see that. The wall goes down, does create a couple of illusions for the time being. However, again, the Soulbind thrown out. Not the biggest follow-up, though. That's what we talked about. Synergy of the Soulbind not there. No refraction for Limp, but he's going to be able to run down the Grimstroke and now go for QM333. The charge eventually going to connect the blink in. And you know Lifestealer's in trouble. He does have the armlet, so he's toggling it. That toggle right there, though, with the Iron Shell does get him killed. Timber Chain away, not really too far. Sonic wants the turn. He does kill Spear Breaker, but a double kill for Limp. It just feels like it's getting more and more in favor of compLexity. Yeah, I'm taking a look at that net worth. It was about 3K 2 minutes ago. Now we're looking at 7K.
Yep, Death about to go pick up the 2 bottom bounty runes, and it's like 343. We'll head over and grab the 2 top ones. So 4 bounties going the way of compLexity. Most likely, Miracle just farming away up to 103 CS, and just behind Limp on his TA, who is 9, 1, and 3 at 15 minutes. Well on his way to the Deso as well.
Annihilate doing what he can, farming in the jungle. He's working on that Echo Saber. Again, he had pretty good farm early on, as we maybe expected, but as the game has picked up here, slowing down quite a bit. What is Lifestealer going for? Yeah, the armlet, now he's going the Heaven's Halberd on top of that. So they want a way to help deal with TA. That's Halberd not a bad option on Lifestealer, but bottom lane. Big fight's breaking out down here. You got Spearbreaker going pretty deep. Vacuum pull in. Now can the Wukong's command. Juggernaut's dying. He has an Omni Slash, though. The Soulbind's not going to matter. Bouncing back and forth. Gets 2 kills out of it. Running outside of the Wukong's command. However, Sonic's still in the space and gets him killed with that Whirling Death. So the Wukong's eventually helps get the kill on him. 800 gold going in the way of that support Timbersaw.
Still, that was a 2-on-4 fight. And they were able to go 1 for 2 there.
Yeah.
Got the Wukongs out. Get another kill top on this Lifestealer. This Z-Freak Spirit Breaker has been everywhere so far.
And Desolator's coming to Limp. So he's got the blink. Deso's on the way. I believe I just saw Guardian Greaves as well. Yeah, Darkseer has full Guardian Greaves at almost 17 minutes into this game.
Just rushing the item.
Dire's top tower is
pretty good at fighting in the Wukong's command with that. Also just allowing for early push.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Positive.
Annihilate.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower is under
Going
attack.
for the Echo Saber. And then likely queuing up a Maelstrom, maybe something like that.
What do you think about Lifestealer, by the way, going the Halberd after? It seems like, you know, with the Echo Saber, Monkey King, and the Halberd, both could have been Battlefield or even more the Radiance build, I suppose, on the Lifestealer. It seems like one of them maybe needs to go more of that greedy build for this game to work.
Yeah, they just don't really have any time or space issue. You know, with this very farmed TA and then the Darkseer Spearbreaker combo just constantly putting on pressure. If this Lifestealer were to go for an item like a Radiance, he would just have very low impact until he actually finishes the item. And while it might be really good, the Halberd is so valuable this game.
Lifestealer doesn't have the Halberd yet. Probably wishes he does right now. However, the armlet's enough. That with the Stampede thrown in, he does get away from Mr. Spearbreaker. So Z-Freak would have finished the job there, but bottom lane, yeah. He is charging in. It seems to zooming across the map. Flow. He's not getting out of the meld. Attack comes through. Grimstroke, he's going to be hit by the bash coming on through, but he wants Timbersaw. Beelining for him instead. Sonic, no reactive armor yet. Probably wouldn't have mattered. Double kill for Limp. Let's make it a triple kill. Get that hat trick in here. Okay, well, Ink's well.
It's stunned up. Z-Freak has a charge, though.
I mean, they want to give it to Limp. Yeah. There we go. It's a triple. And Spearbreaker's coming right back to the middle lane because this fight's breaking out. Omni-Slash Annihilate's dead. He popped the Wukongs, and he just evaporates in the midst. Lifestealer did get his Infest off at least to survive himself, but Monkey King staying dead for 40, and he used the Wukong, so that's on cooldown now.
Yeah, compLexity are just taking fights in multiple places constantly right now, feeling very comfortable with their lead in this game and the way that their heroes match up.
Engaging here, Spearbreaker might actually go down, it looks like. They did commit to him. Lose Grimstroke once again, though. Lifestealer, of course, all they can do is just watch from afar. The wall's down. Bit of a zoning tool. Surge Apply the Miracle. Running after the Lifestealer, and, well, TA is busy killing Sonic in the back lines. And they're just going to call it GG. So compLexity will take the series 2-0, advance on, but it's still a long journey for compLexity to ultimately qualify for the minor because, again, this means they now advance on to take on Test 1-2-3, a team that beat them 2-0 just yesterday in the opening round. So they get that rematch at least, but then even if they happen to do that, then they have to go to the grand finals to match up against Team. 3 best-of-3s in a row. It ain't easy, but the journey is off to a good start at least.
Yeah, potentially very long day from compLexity, but ultimately completely worth it if they do end up qualifying. And a relatively clean series for them. Anime11 Esports, obviously playing with 2 stand-ins who they picked up literally a minute before the game started. So a little bit rough for them, but, you know, got to give them a hand for coming out and playing and showing us something interesting with the support Timbersaw.
Yeah. It's for as much crap as we kind of gave it and more of like we just really weren't sure. I think that's fair to say. It did kind of show in the laning phase at least. We saw the idea of it, but to be fair, I think there was a lot more problems with that game than the support Timbersaw and eventually what he was really doing throughout. It's
did do the most damage on his team. Whether that's
really? Okay.
Good for the Timbersaw or bad for the rest of the team, I'll leave that up to everybody else's interpretation.
I think that's the latter there. But either way, compLexity moving on. Again, taking care of business here. 2-0 victory over Anime11 Esports. But now it's fair to say this is where it really begins. Test 1-2-3. Just defeated them yesterday, like I said, 2-0. So they're going to be waiting. We should have that game again. We've been doing this rolling schedule, so I assume we're going to go maybe on a 15-20 minute break, and then we'll be back here for what's essentially our lower finals of compLexity versus Test 1-3. Then the winner of that moving on to the grand finals to play Team. All of this happening tonight, guys, so you do not want to miss it. Eventually we'll find out which one of those 3 teams advance onto the minor for the PGL Bucharest. Can't wait. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Elevated. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be back with our lower finals.